Good morning, welcome to Lab Innovations. My name is Andy Evans. I'm a lab equipment sustainability expert. I'm fully independent. Before I did this, I sold lab equipment for 10 years, and for the last 10 years, I've been working in lab sustainability. But I thought we'd start with some topical stuff. So obviously tomorrow would have been Brexit Day, but it hasn't happened. So Bojo is still in power and also a little bit frustrated by his neighbour's lack of tolerance for noise. The Labour Party, with the election looming, have started releasing e-fits of the sort of people they don't want in the party because of the anti-Semitism and racism. So this has happened. And the leader of the Lib Dems has been stuck on the M25 as she can't decide whether to lean left or right. So I work for a variety of lab sector clients, and we offer a whole range of services, but essentially they're all meant to save people vast amounts of money whilst saving the planet. So my favourite person in the world is a lady called Grace Hopper. Now, we all know who Grace Hopper is, even if you don't. It's easy to beg for forgiveness than ask for permission. That's her. She was a pioneer in software and computing, and this is when she was forced to retire from the military, age 79. She was ordered by 3 different presidents to stay on. And the reason why is that she was never out of date. She never thought, oh, I know this, and it will serve me my whole life. And as soon as she was retired, she was snapped up by a massive corporation, and her job was to take all their post-grad employees and just encourage them to try new things and look at things from a different perspective. And this is what we try and do in everything we offer. So by saving the planet and vast amounts of money, we work with all 3 different lab operators. So that's people working in procurement, managing resources, so lab buildings, estates, and people that work in the laboratories. Now, the most logical way to describe lab cost factors, how they interact and how they can benefit all of you, whether you make a product or whether you're buying products, whether you're doing best practice in the labs or whether you're writing policy, I think the best way to do it is through going through board games. So my favourite board games are Marvel Legendary. You get your groups of cards together and then you fight a baddie. The baddie, such as Dark Phoenix, she's like the worst, but I tell you what, it's a cooperative game, and the look on your friends' faces when you pull out a level 8 Hulk who's got an attack of 5 is pretty damn good. My next 2 favourite games are also scientifically based. So we have Wingspan. Wingspan is the most popular game out there at the moment. It's where you've kind of got more than 20 ways to score, but the whole idea is to manage your resources to attain the targets and the pleasure you want to retrieve. And look, they've even got a bird feeder. But my favourite game, which is actually supported by NASA, is a game called Terraforming Mars, and that's where you build up your resources and then sustain them so you can sustain life on that planet. But the game we're going to play today is a game called Scattergrees. Now, has anyone ever played Scattergrees? Yes, we've got some Scattergrees people in. If you haven't got it, it's one of the best games to play at Christmas. Ranges from between £22 to £26 for the most recent copy. Now, what we're going to do today, we're going to talk about lab cost factors. So, with your writing implements, what I would like you to do over the next minute and a half is write all the different things you think can influence cost or you have to pay for in a lab. So energy could be one, maybe water, carbon emissions. If you get stuck, don't think about lab equipment, think about your car, think about computers. What are the things that cost money there? So, are we ready? Now, how it scores as well is that if you get 5 points, you get 5 points for an answer that someone else has got, and you get 10 points for an answer no one else has got. So thinking outside the box is all it's about. So are we ready? We're going to have 60 seconds, lab cost factors, starting now. Halfway through. If you get stuck, think of any bill you've had to pay. Okay, stop. Okay. Right, we're going to start at the front and work our way back. Now, it's important to listen to what other people have got, because if they've got something that you've got, you're going to get 5 points. If they've got something unique, they get 10. And we don't really want to share points with some of these other people, especially the heckling chap at the front. So we're going to start with this chap here. What have you got? Way! What's your first one?
Electricity.
Electricity. Who got electricity? 5 points. Your next one?
Water race.
Water. Anyone got water? 5 points.
Chemical waste disposal.
Disposal of chemicals or disposal of your stuff. Anyone got that? 5 points.
Heating.
Heating. Has anyone got heating or ventilation and air conditioning, HVAC? 5 points.
Okay, yeah. Local exhaust ventilation, fume hood maintenance, so cost.
Maintenance costs. Has anyone got service and maintenance? 5 points.
So that can also be by university facilities.
Yes, that'd be the same thing. Okay, next one. What you got on there?
Training.
Training. Who's got training? No one got training. Oh, 5 for training. You have someone sharing.
New equipment.
New equipment. That's a really simple one. Price. Who's got the price of actually buying the stuff? That's a lad cost factor. Price. Price is 5 points. Next one.
Computers.
Computers.
That's kind of the same, isn't it?
It could be accessories, but no, we're not going to have that. Next one. Shipping, delivery. Anyone got shipping or delivery costs? No one's got that. Transport costs, yeah, we can have that. Okay, 5 points.
Okay.
And that's it. Okay. Any that you have, what have you got?
Staff, chemicals.
So chemicals and reagents. Anyone got chemicals and reagents? 5 points.
Staff.
What?
Staff.
Staff. Staffing costs, man time, people hours. 5 points. Right 5, right 5, right 5. You're going to miss out on your score.
Okay, calm down.
Okay. Gases.
Gas.
Who's got gases? 5 points.
Rent.
Rent. Space could be part of it. Has anyone got anything about space or footprint? 5.
Communications.
Communications.
PCs, phones.
PCs, phone, oh, the multimedia accessories. I suppose you should have that. 5 points, 5 points. Anyone else got that? Yeah, 5 points. Okay, what have you got?
Systems.
Quality systems, what does that mean?
Well, like PT schemes, paying for your QA department.
Okay, yeah, so
Auditing.
quality and QC
That's
and...
basically auditing of labs.
Has anyone got that? Quality auditing? 5 for that. And last one?
Accreditation.
Accreditation. It's kind of the same thing a little bit. Accredited, yeah. 5 points. Right, we're going to jump to a different part because a lot of people are going, why are you talking to them? We're going to talk to this lady here who's very confident. What have you got?
Consumables.
Consumables. Who got consumables? Massive. Yeah, 5 points.
Vendor agreements, like you're tied into a vendor.
Agreements. So has anyone got things like licenses, software licenses, agreements? 5 points. Okay. Any other more? What have we got here? Carbon. Carbon emissions. Who's got carbon? 5 for carbon. Get 5 on there. 5? Yeah. And the next one, reliability. Who's got reliability or lifespan? Has anyone got lifespan, how long it actually will last for? No, 10 points. Lead time, time to get it to you? 10 points. Scale up potential, that is a scale what we can also call future proofing or being something modular. Has anyone got that? Another 10, we've got a silent ninja sitting here. This is amazing. Okay, has anyone got any others? No? No? What have you got?
Tax.
Tax, still cost, factored into the price.
Waste.
Wastage, who's got wastage costs? Yeah, we've got 5 here. Yeah, you got anything else?
No, I don't think it's insurance.
What have you got? Insurance or associated costs. Ooh. Insurance, no one's ever done that. 10 points, get in there.
Installation costs, so manufacturers' installation costs.
Installation and delivery, yeah, installation's a separate one, and commissioning, who's got that? 10 points.
Intellectual property.
Intellectual property, IP and license, anyone got that? 10 points. Okay.
No.
Right. Who got 20 points? Who got 25 to 30? Who got 40? Who got 45? Who got 50? 55? Bloody hell. 60? So we've got a three-way tie on 55 for first place. What time did you arrive today? 10 o'clock? What time did you arrive today?
Just after 10.
Just after 10. Oh, second place already. And pardon? Pardon? Well, he was more confident. So you win a prize. Your copy is The Mind, an award-winning game from Germany. Well done. Congratulations to Mark. Give Mark a round of applause. Right. What was the point in all that, you hear you say? Oh my goodness. Well, lab cost factors all interact. And the problem that we've been facing over recent years is that people try to separate them out. But true sustainability is all of these linked together. And what we're going to go through today is how they interact, how they have knock-on effects to each other. So we're going to look at a lot of different ways how they interact. And we're doing a lot of it on the stand today. But we're going to take just one small example and how you can apply these factors in the products you produce, but also how you can manipulate them to save energy, but maybe not have a good effect on performance. So let's look at the evolution of ULT freezers over the last 15 years. Now you're looking up. Right, so we've got the same model here. This is the first green unit out. That was about 15 years ago now. And what we've got, a pound for pound energy figure on watts per litre per day on what is the most efficient is 15 watts per litre or below. Other places now looking at 13.5, but 15 watts per litre or below is a good energy efficient unit from a variety of manufacturers, and many are here today. So what we got here is that we had a unit with poor refrigerants, okay insulation. They then increased the efficiency of the refrigerants, got a bit more of a saving, far better insulation control and refrigerants, a little bit of a tweak. Then you can do the warm up to 70. This is actually the same energy as a different bit of kit. Now, does anyone know what this model is? This is an underbench freezer at minus 20. There's not much difference. So we're actually getting to the point where you can't get more efficient, or can you? Well, because these factors aren't separate, even though some people would like to explain that they are, what I'm hoping today is to change your perspective just a little bit to see that they're all part of the same picture. And with this one particular thing on one energy for one particular bit of kit, this is how they all interact. So energy is still falling. Now what we can do to save energy is that we can change the ambient conditions. We can test our freezers, for example, in a colder room. And guess what? The energy consumption will go down. We can also have a mode. Now the mode does something what's known as interferes or changes what's known as set point performance. Now the set point performance of something is just how good does it do its job. And what we've found in certain items of cold storage is that it might say a temperature on the front, but could be 10 degrees warmer on the inside because the set point performance can be changed by its mode. The pound for pound figure that we saw, the watts per litre per day, that changes. And what we're finding, for whatever reason, some vendors are, let's say, misreporting how big their units are. So their pound for pound figure is better. But the main thing to look at is that they all interact. The usage of your unit, where you put it, how you operate the doors, how often you open them for. Accessories, is it racked, for example? These all interact. So if we're looking at set point performance, this is a unit at minus 80 that never even gets there. But on the front, it does say minus 80. When you open the door and therefore get a temperature rise at 60 seconds when it's not racked, it can go by at least 10 degrees. So there has an impact on these different areas of performance on practice, which has a knock-on effect of end users in the lab. But this is just one example. All these factors work with anything, and you can generate your own factors. Now, the most important thing in generating your own list is don't generate it on your own. Generate it with 2 or 3 of your mates and make sure they've got a different background. One of the things we saw today, everyone had right answers, but completely different answers. But they all fit into this picture. And their interaction is so important. So the first thing is that when we look at things like best practice, we try and link the equipment that we're selecting to its practice. So if we take a minus 20 freezer, one of the most important things about having one of those units is to have a drawer. Do you know what the difference is between opening the door without a drawer and with a drawer? With a door opening? If you have a drawer inside the unit and you open the door, temperature goes up by 5 or 6 degrees. If you don't have a drawer, the temperature goes up by over 30. And you've got samples in there. They're in these interacting factors linked to all the different performances of it, linked to the safety of your product. It's huge. And when we look at things like specifications, we are now changing how people procure equipment and how they write their specifications. Because at the moment, what we tend to find is that people will say sustainability is 15, 20% of the mark, and the rest of it we're going to do on price and some of it on technical. But really, sustainability is all these things because they all interact. There's not one thing that can't have a knock-on effect upon another. So what we're looking at today is how some of those factors interact. We've done 11 case studies from the Francis Crick Institute to the University of Bath, University of Oxford. We've already got them signed up to do case studies for next year because the impact this has on their workflow, their practices and their bills is huge. Now, any of you can do this easily, and you can, even from this brief coffee-induced chat we've had today with a winner there with his pack of cards, you could explain this to someone quite easily and apply it to what you do every day. And if you do that, you'll be able to use your resources more wisely to achieve all the projects you need to do. And yeah, you'll all be, I'm going to do the next one quick because I forgot an E, you'll all be green heroes. But if you'd like to know more, please come to the stand, get a tour, have a look at some of the kit that you could be procuring. And yeah, what questions you got for me now? All done? Right, thank you very much.